Hello again, this is Jenny Dale and welcome back to your library research for CST 300 video series. In this installment, we'll focus on finding books and book chapters. So once again, my name is Jenny Dale and I use she, her, hers pronouns. I am your communication studies librarian, so I am here to help you when you have any research or source related questions for CST 300. So my goals for this video, by the end, I hope that you feel comfortable locating the library catalog on our library homepage, library.uncg.edu. Hope you feel comfortable identifying the different parts of a catalog record. And then I hope you feel comfortable knowing how to access the full text of an electronic book or know where to go to locate a physical book in our library stacks. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and head to the library homepage. Once again, that's library.uncg.edu. You can always Google UNCG libraries to get here. But we're going to focus today on one tab within this big red box. So the catalog tab right here. So when we come to the library homepage, this red box defaults to the All tab. But if you're required or expected to find books or book chapters that UNCG owns, the catalog tab is your best option. So I am going to do some searching in here, and I am going to try uncertainty reduction theory. It's one of my favorite communication theories. So in your class, you may be working on a research assignment where you're trying to apply a particular theory to a particular context. I want to encourage you when you're using the catalog to identify books to focus really just on the theory itself. It's going to be very unlikely that you find a book that applies your theory to the same kind of context that you're interested in. So we can really use books to just see how are other people talking about these theories. So I'm just going to leave that in there. I'm going to click search. All right, let me take a moment to let you know what's going on here, just in case you noticed any kind of change in volume or quality. This is Jenny from the future. We have just updated our catalog, and so I am making some changes to this video. So I apologize if anything is abrupt as you are going through this, but I really wanted to make sure that you had an accurate representation of our catalog that you could see. So that's what I'm going to be doing here, and I'm still working with search results for uncertainty reduction theory. And you can see that I got 249 results in UNCG University libraries. Sometimes it is unclear why a certain result comes up. This first one, for example, just not sure what that might have to do, except that it uses the word theory. Here's one, managing uncertainty in organizational communication. That looks a little bit more connected. Watershed research in human communication theory. Quantum theory without reduction. Okay, what I'm noticing here is that I might need to make a bit of a change to my search. So I scroll back up just so that I kind of can see my new results. I'm going to put uncertainty reduction theory in quotes. What this does, or ideally does, is forces a phrase search. So instead of just seeing anywhere that uncertainty or reduction or theory shows up, it's looking for uncertainty reduction theory, those three words in that order. So this makes a big difference in terms of our search, but I want to point out as well, this is a little bit frustrating to me with our new system. This now is searching libraries worldwide when what I want is the stuff that's owned by UNCG libraries. So keep an eye on that when you're doing your book searching. I'm going to click on UNCG University libraries there, and that knocks me down to 10 results. So this is one I saw earlier, managing uncertainty in organizational communication. I might take a look at that. I want to make a point here while I'm seeing this. For most of the theories that you research, the Encyclopedia of Communication Theory will come up as a source. That is not usually what your CST 300 instructors are looking for when they're asking you to find book sources, if they're asking you to find book sources. This is just an encyclopedia. It's really going to give you similar information to what you already have access to in your textbook. which, speaking of your textbook, there are a couple of different versions of the CST 300 textbook that come up in this search. This particular edition, and then there are often some other ones that come up, although I don't see that in this case. But that's another book that your professors are not looking for you to find in your library worksheet or other library research activities. Really looking for other books that aren't encyclopedias and aren't textbooks. Textbooks and encyclopedias are often referred to as tertiary sources. You've heard of primary sources, you've heard of secondary sources. Tertiary sources are things like textbooks and reference books where they are just pulling together a whole bunch of information about a topic, and it's not really engaged in any way in original research or in like deep analysis. So again, typically not what your professors are looking for. But I did see, where was the one? Okay, this one seemed kind of interesting to me. Engaging theories in interpersonal communication, multiple perspectives. So I'm going to click on the title, and really with almost all library resources and definitely the catalog, if you click on the title, you'll get to a page that's going to bring you back more information about the book. So in this case, I see who are listed as my authors, some important people in this area, Leslie Baxter and Donna Braithwaite. I see the title, I see when this came out as a book, as a print book, and I see the publication information. It's from 2008, and I also have a summary. Now, I want to point out here, this is a 423-page book, and that is not uncommon when we have academic books like this one. The thing to note is that you probably aren't going to need to read all 423 pages of this for this to be a potentially useful book source. So what I always recommend, and in this case, we have this actually underlined with that yellow in our new catalog. There's one chapter that is specifically about uncertainty reduction theory. Yeah, it looks like that's the main one. And so that's why this book came up. So this is probably going to be the only part of this book that I really need. And that is a completely acceptable use of books, especially academic books like this one. So using one chapter from a book counts as its whole own source, right? This chapter is its own standalone source. So the main thing to do at this point, or to know at this point, I guess, is that what you'll have to do is cite it that way. And that's something that I can help you with, or that you can look for some examples on your CST 300 research guide or in other places about how you cite. Basically, it's like a chapter from a collection. I think chapter from an anthology or something like that is what APA might call it. Again, if you have questions, let me know. But you want to make sure that you are making it clear in your citation that you didn't use this whole book. You used this one chapter by this one author in Engaging Theories in Interpersonal Communication, Multiple Perspectives, which was edited by Leslie Baxter and Donna Braithwaite. This takes some getting used to whenever you're looking at these different sources. So I'm going to click this Access Online, and I'm going to take a quick look to see if I can actually get to the full text of this. This looks like, from the page here, get rid of this part, that we have an online option, that's that Access Online, and then that we also have an option in our stacks. Now you can request item if you want to try to get that pulled for you, but you can also use the call number here, P94.7.E54-2008, to go into the Jackson Library stacks, that's the tower in Jackson Library, and figure out where this book is located. One of the advantages of doing that over finding it online or requesting it is that when you go up into the stacks and find this book, and just a side note, when you are in Jackson Library, there are signs all around the elevators and stairwells letting you know which books are on which floor. So you're just trying to figure out where are the P call numbers. And once you find the P call numbers, you're going to start building. P94.7, you're going to get there, then you're going to look for E54, and so on. So you're going to be looking at that book if you decide to go get it physically. And you can look to either side, and what you're likely to find there are other books that are on the same theory or similar theories. So that's one of the things that you do lose when you're accessing something online. It's super convenient to get it online. Let me go over here where it has opened. And again, I can go straight to like the chapter I want, uncertainty reduction theory. There's my chapter. I can click on it so that I can actually open up the full text and read it here. And so it's very handy to be able to access these things online. But if you do want to sort of get that experience of browsing around and seeing what other books are available, you can find this in Jackson Library Stacks using that call number. For your library research worksheet, if you are doing that for CST 300, it will usually ask you for a call number. If the book does not have one listed in a box like this, then you can put ebook as the call number. Let me go back to our search results and see if I can see anything that might be a good example of that. Looks like this might be one we only have as an ebook. So when I clicked on this one, Managing Uncertainty in Organizational Communication, this could be another great one. This we only have as an ebook. There was no list here where, like we saw with the other book, where there is a call number. So we don't have a call number here. I could just put ebook. I can click this, view ebook or access online, and look at my different options here. I want to also point out there is a cite feature here in the catalog. So I'm clicking cite and I can say I want an APA 7 citation. Couple things I want to show you. One is that when you generate a citation from the catalog like this, it is assuming that you are using the entire book. So if it is something where you're just using one chapter, this citation is going to be missing some critical information. The other thing is, you may notice that it says here, from insert missing URL. So these are just auto-generated, and so they're often weird mistakes like this. So you always want to double check anything you get from a citation generator and fix anything that seems to be missing. There's really nothing that's going to tip off your professor to the fact that you have just copied and pasted this without looking at it, like all caps insert dash missing dash URL. So just something to keep in mind. Something else you can do with these tools is click this share. I highly recommend either copying the link and saving it in a Google Doc somewhere, or using an email and sending this to yourself via email. So that's just a brief overview of the catalog. It may not have felt brief to you, but there's so much more I would love to share. But if you do have questions about using our library catalog to find books and book chapters, please reach out to me. If you have a quick research question, you can always use that chat with a librarian. If you want to say, okay, why isn't this link working, for example, or again, you can always reach out to me, Jenny Dale, your CST librarian. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.